Welcome back. This is Barry Burnett on Investing Insights with Barry Burnett here on Talk Radio 790 KABC. And we're delving into the D's of dynamic real estate investing. And right now we're talking about discover. And discover, you want to discover what that property is. You've decided that you've found something to really get interested in. How are you going to figure it out? You are the one who's responsible for your own destiny, your own future. You can listen to people and their advice, but the decision is yours. If the decision, one of the D's, is firmly in your lap, how do you figure it out for yourself? Well, it's great to listen to all of the stuff on what somebody else says about a piece of property, but if you don't look at it, then that's probably not really good. Even out-of-state property is very easy to look at because the technology is so at your fingertips. How do you do that? Well, just Google the property. Now, some of the folks at Microsoft are going to want me to say Bing it or ask.com. I don't care. I like Google Maps because you get a satellite view and you can look at the street view. But generally, if the property's on the market, the broker has posted photographs of it also. Look at those things online. You can type in the address and pull up unbelievable amounts of information, and you need to before you make your decision. Because that decision, once you put it into writing, well, that has a life of its own. Now, you also have a period of time where you can consider contingencies. It's called, the more of the D's, due diligence. And you look at the demographics. You can go on the website for USGS, the United States Geological Survey. They have census data. So every 10 years, the United States government employs census takers, and they do census evaluations of every pickin' little thing. So they do household incomes, mix in the neighborhood, educational background. You can find out who is around your property, and it's easy to do if you actually take a moment, go on your computer, and Google census data. You can also check tremendous locations, sites on the web, like the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the immediate past chairman of the board of the Burbank Chamber of Commerce, and I got to tell you, as a community, that Chamber of Commerce has some really fantastic data. It's available to you. All you have to do is go on the Chamber website wherever your property is located, and the Chamber probably has lots of extraordinary data, maybe even replications, easy for me to say, reproductions of the information from the census tract. But also, the local school district will have a lot to say about how the property is situated. You can go on the local police site to find out what the calls are most likely to be. You can look at self-managed properties. If you're going to manage your own property, be sure you figure out the drive time. It's not about miles. It's drive time. How long does it take for you to get from your house or your business to the property that you've chosen to self-manage? Because I guarantee you, water pipe breakage or water leaks or faucet leaks or anything like a toilet overflow, water is the single most dangerous, most damaging element on the earth. And water damage can ruin your investment real fast. So you want to be sure that you know the emergency drive time, and you need boots on the ground to be sure you know who your response team is so that you have somebody real close all the time for those 3 a.m. phone calls. Even if you're a low-risk investor, be sure you know how to reach that property, how quickly it's going to be in the worst possible scenario, because everything always happens on a weekend in the worst possible moment. That's what this whole show is about, making sure that you are stronger, safer, smarter. Your real estate investments really matter to us because that's the basis upon which the United States Congress wrote the tax laws, giving you write-off because they figure that you're reinvesting in the values of this culture. And real estate investing makes you more independent, more capable, and also taxpayers. Because people who don't make anything don't pay any taxes. So the United States Congress wants you to succeed because they want your tax money. So please, succeed. But succeed in a fashion that makes sure that you are not outside of your wheelhouse. Make sure your emotions and your finances fit together. We're talking about making sure that you look at the property, that you've Googled it, that you've clearly checked it out and made sure that your investments that when you make those investments, they're going to be safe. You also have the opportunity to check out the property's insurability. You want to know whether you've got extraordinary risks on site. You can frequently see whether you're looking at a property on a slope where there might be geological problems, or maybe in a floodplain. The last thing you want to do is to look on the news and watch your building floating down the river. That is not an exciting day. Well, it will be, but not the kind of excitement you want. Certainly not twice. There are also wind shear areas. If you buy a property in a high area, a wind shear area, maybe up against the foothills, here in Southern California, we've got some areas that create what the engineers in aerospace and aerodynamics call a Venturi tube. It creates a compression where the wind picks up unbelievable speed. There are investments that you can buy in those areas. Then you'd better be sure you understand what a Venturi tube can do on a windy day. My brother-in-law had an entire wrought iron fence blow down. How do you blow down a wrought iron fence? Well, the wind shear came in at a blast of about 85 miles an hour, caught it sideways, and took a wrought iron fence down. Really weird. So look at these things. Look at the insurance claims. There's such a thing as a clue report, part of the insurance industry, and you can ask the people who carry the existing insurance. Part of your due diligence should be, how many claims were filed against this property within the last 3 years or 5 years? And they are supposed to tell you. Does it require permits? Do you have to do a site management? Are you buying a property that is a rehab or a teardown? You want to know if you're going to be meeting inspectors or contractors, how long is the drive time? How much of your life are you going to invest in this property? Because it's not just about your money. It's about your life. So you're going to be involved if you've got permits to pull or you're doing construction or reconstruction. That's going to be part of your expertise. You want to know, is the wear and tear and the mileage on you worth it? It's part of your emotional cost of investing. So we're talking about the D's of investing, and we're going to have an awful lot more to talk about because we've barely scratched the surface. When we're looking at your investments, we want to be sure that you are completely and thoroughly prepared. And in order to do that, you're going to have a lot of questions. And when you have those questions, you need to have an outlet. Somebody that isn't going to judge you crazy, somebody that isn't going to put you down, somebody that really has your interests at heart. Go to barryburnett.net and ask us the questions. We'll put you together with the top professionals. We're going to make it as easy as we possibly can to keep in your own wheelhouse so that your real estate investments are smarter, stronger, safer. And in every case, you're going to want to consider these things as whether or not you really want this property to be part of your investment portfolio. And it really comes down to, do you own the property or does the property own you? Most people who have inherited properties don't want the property they inherited. We can handle that for you. Your basis at the time of inheritance may allow you to just straight sell it. You may want to exchange it. There are lots of different things you can do, but you want to know whether you've got a management team in place, whether you've got the right heads that are talking into your life, whether you have a good board of directors. And Barry Burnett and our associates, we can definitely provide you a really excellent board of directors, some of the people that you can rely upon so that you can make wise decisions so your investment portfolio is stronger, safer, smarter. This is Barry Burnett. I'm your host on Investing Insights with Barry Burnett. Been doing this for 41 years. Even though we're relatively new to radio, we're delighted that you're listening. Thank you very much. We'll have a lot more on the delving into the D's of investing as shows progress. We're always on Saturday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. Listen to us always Saturday nights, 8 to 9 p.m. Talk Radio 790 KABC.